Dear students, welcome to this online platform of discussing our hospital pharmacy topic. And today's topic of discussion is pharmacy and therapeutic committee. This topic we are revising once again for better understanding. Pharmacy and therapeutic committee um, is a committee that is functioning in all hospitals, almost all hospitals. They are having this committee is an essential part of the hospital pharmacy and therapeutic committee. There are many committees functioning with the various goal in hospitals. The actual goal of pharmacy and therapeutic committee is maintaining the therapeutic related practices in the hospital in a standardized manner, and the safety of treatments provided to the patients, and ensuring proper training of the newly appointed healthcare professionals, and proper documentation of each and every therapeutic activities, and utilizing the drugs in a proper way, and also incorporating new drugs into the practice in the hospital by updating the therapeutic procedures. That is the actual goal of hospital pharmacy and therapeutic committee. This is a very important part of the hospital. This committee is become very much essential in the hospitals, modern hospitals, because these days of modern medicine, a large number of drugs are available for the treatment of disease. Many number of drugs. Considering the complexity surrounding their effective use, it is necessary for the hospital to establish a system to bring the best medicinal agent to the attention of the medical staff and help them in proper selection of therapeutic substances. So that become an essential need. We have to develop appropriate therapeutic guidelines how these medicine only to be used for these kind of problems like that. So people to people variations will be avoided. The related other problems also will be minimized, and we should make a proper protocol for therapies, and also uh, a system of called formulary that should be followed in a hospital. So only from the formulary the drugs will be prescribed. So proper attention over the prescribed medicine, and also maintaining the stock of the medicine in hospital is possible. In order to ensure proper rationality in the use of drugs, a pharmacy and therapeutic committee needs to be organized and constituted in a hospital. It is a policy framing and recommending body of the medical staff and the administration of hospital on matters related to the therapeutic use of drugs. It is a policy framing committee, and it is a very powerful committee that connects the therapeutic community and the administration of the hospital. So pharmacy and therapeutic committee is shortly known as PTC. It also serves as a mean of communication between the healthcare professionals and pharmacy department. Objectives and purpose of this committee: to maintain uh, optimal patient care and safety through rational drug therapy is the actual objective of establishing this committee in the hospital. And the role of the or the purpose of the committee we can classify into two ways: advisory, educational. The advisory role of this committee is it recommends the adoption of policies regarding evaluation, selection, and therapeutic use of drugs. So it is involving in making policies which medicines can be used for therapy in this hospital, how the medicines can be chosen, the guidelines, and evaluating the procedures followed by the healthcare professionals. So like that, in many ways, it acts as an advisory body. And also educational purpose, how it plays its role means It assists in the preparation of programs for healthcare professionals to update their current knowledge on matters related to drugs and its use. So, educating the healthcare professionals about new arrivals, new medicines, existing new method of treatments, new equipments, like that, conducting workshops, seminars, trainings to the healthcare professionals, and giving idea about new healthcare developments. That way, it is acting as an educational body. Organization. Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee is composed of three physicians, at least three physicians from the medical staff, from the medical staff of the hospital. Three people will be appointed to this committee, and one physician will be the chairman of the committee. A senior most physician will act as a chairman, and always the chief pharmacist of the hospital pharmacy will act as a secretary. So that is why we are giving more importance to this committee in this hospital pharmacy subject to discuss about their role and importance. The role of pharmacist is very much important to implement all the policies and monitoring the practices in the hospital. As a secretary of this committee, a representative from nursing staff will act as a joint secretary, work along with the pharmacist, a hospital administrator who should be an ex officio member of the committee. So, hospital administrator also a member, and then the medical team also taking part in the lead role in this committee. So, it is a bridging between the hospital administration and the medical community working in the hospital. Operation of PTC. The committee should meet at least 6 times in a year, 6 times in a year, and also as and when necessary. If any medical errors, medical problems, new training procedures, anything essential, then immediately the meeting will be conducted. So at least six times in a year, meeting should be conducted. The committee should invite persons from inside or outside hospital to its meetings who can contribute specialized or unique knowledge skills. So for providing trainings, experts will be called from outside also. An agenda should be prepared by secretary and submitted to the committee members in sufficient time before the meeting. It is the role of pharmacist. An agenda may consist of minutes of previous meeting, what we discussed in the previous meeting, and what are the things implemented, and review of contents of hospital formulary, if anything additions, deletions required in the hospital formulary drug list, and new drugs, about new drugs commercially available, uh, came available in the market and their effectiveness. Review of adverse drug reactions reported in the hospital, and drug interactions, anything reported found in the prescribed drugs circulating issued in the hospital, toxic effects reported in the hospital, all will be addressed. So before that, the agenda will be prepared and submitted to all the people. Before that, so they will prepare and come with the relevant informations to the meeting. Minutes of the meeting should be prepared by the secretary and maintained in the permanent records of the hospital. Recommendations of the committee shall be presented to the medical staff, and functions of the PTC to provide advice to the medical staff on usage of drugs, how it should be used, how it should be regulated, how it should be monitored, how the prescriptions should be written, like that. To develop a formulary of drugs accepted for use in the hospital. So the complete information about the dose, frequency, their pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic parameters, toxicity related informations, all will be provided in the form of formulary. So we should include all the drugs practiced in the hospital in the formulary. Formulary to be updated. That is the role of pharmacist actually. To plan, establish suitable educational programs to educate healthcare workers working in the hospital. For example, in the current scenario, if you think about the current situation of COVID-19 problem, In the all hospitals will conduct emergency meetings. PTC will conduct an emergency meeting, and they will educate various levels of healthcare professionals about the spread, the possibilities of spread of COVID-19, and necessary precautionary steps to be taken, sanitizers usage, and preparation of sanitizers, and method of hand washing using personal protective equipments in the hospital, the way of disposing waste, everything will be educated. Okay. To review adverse drug reactions reported in the hospital, and to make recommendations concerning drugs to be stocked in hospital patient care area, to advise the pharmacy in the implementation of effective drug distribution and control procedures. These are the various functions and policies of committee. So it is a policy making committee. In order to avoid a misunderstanding amongst members and medical staff, these policies were developed. So all the people will be advised to follow the policy and work accordingly. Policies should be reviewed periodically to ensure that they are updated. Time to time it should be reviewed. Proposal of a new drug for the hospital formulary should be submitted to the pharmacy department by any medical staff, and committee decides whether to accept or to reject. The doctors, if they found any other medicines which are very much effective and have also have very less areas, then it can be recommended to the pharmacy, and it will be discussed and approved. Drugs evaluated and approved by the committee will be assigned to one of the following categories. Either the drug will be chosen as a formulary drug, permanently it will be used in hospital in all the recommended in all the prescriptions. That is called formulary drug. And drugs approved on a conditional trial period, uh, only for a certain cases it will be approved. And investigational drugs, it is only for the research purpose it will be accepted. And specialized formulary drugs, that means in very specific categories it will be chosen from the formulary. All information will be provided in the formulary. Drugs which cannot be placed under the above category are considered as non-formulary drugs. Only in the special cases it will be used, but it is not a regular drug of the hospital. The pre-signing of prescription blank is prohibited. So no one should sign a blank prescription. Always after writing the medicines, it should be reviewed, and then only the prescription should be signed. And all drugs should be dispensed on the basis of generic names to achieve cost saving. So yes, cheaper brand can be prescribed by the pharmacist. Inpatient prescribing guidelines, policies prescribed by PTCR, routine drug orders to be placed, and intravenous orders continuously, and the stock should be verified and placed, and self-medication related issues to be attended. Medications brought to hospital by the patients, if anything found, that should be reported, and actions to be taken. Automatic stop order for dangerous drugs. So a list of dangerous drugs should be identified, and automatic stop order should be followed in the hospital. That we discussed what is automatic order, stop order after a few slides. A new medication order must be written by physician if any change in dosage or route of administration is wanted. If the doctor wants to change the route of administration or any adding a different dose for the dosage for the already prescribed medicine, then new prescription order to be written. And discharge prescriptions, that should be verified by the hospital pharmacist. And also the period, how much days it is valid, how many times it can be renewed, that information should be properly written in that. And emergency orders. In an emergency, in absence of attending consulting physician, how the medicines to be administered and what are the medicines are under the emergency list, and how it should be reported to the physician, and during emergency how the prescriptions can be obtained. That information, policies, guidelines will be made by this PTC and circulated among the hospital staff. Outpatient prescribing related policies. Outpatient prescribing should be written only on hospital prescriptions and should contain details of patient, drug information, and name, signature of the physician. And for control drug prescriptions, it requires physician's license number that should be clearly written. In case of Schedule X drugs, like narcotics, and are limited to 30-day supply. No refills will be permitted. And some prescription drugs category, Schedule H drugs like barbiturates and benzodiazepines, they are limited to 30-day supply. Refill up to 5 times within 6 months of issue date. Only accepted. Role of PTC in drug safety. Drug safety includes responsibility from dispensing of drugs to drug administration and to observe possible adverse effects. So, monitoring committee should be made to report ADRs. Following guidelines can help in including drug safety. That is, qualified registered pharmacist should be employed for supervision of pharmacy, and non-pharmacists should not be permitted to dispense drugs. Sufficient number of qualified staff should be employed for adequate coverage of pharmacy. The hospital should provide adequate safe workspace and safe storage facilities. Then only the drugs will be stored according to their schedules and proper storage conditions will be maintained. The hospital must have an autonomic, sorry, automatic stop order regulations for dangerous drugs. Automatic stop order means with after 48 hours, the prescriptions containing certain identified drugs will be discontinued. It will not be renewed at no renewed. So a fresh prescription should be obtained from the consulting physician. The hospital should have a drug formulary periodically revised and updated. So all the newly appointed healthcare professionals will have proper guidelines by referring the hospital formulary. The poisons and poisonous materials should be separated from non-poisonous materials. Similarly, external and internal preparation should be separated. Uh, the hospital should permit pharmacists should engage in a teaching program to medical staff. So they will also update their knowledge, and proper guidance and continuous medical education will be provided to the continuously working healthcare professional to update their knowledge. All nursing drug stations should be periodically inspected for the purpose of removing deteriorated and outdated drugs. So by these various steps and guidelines, we can avoid, we can make medication errors, and we can maintain drug safety in hospital. And we see detail about automatic stop order of dangerous drugs. The drugs identified as dangerous drugs, for example, narcotics, sedatives, hypnotics, anticoagulants, and antibiotics, should be automatically discontinued after 48 hours. So that prescription's date and time should be written very clearly, and it should not be renewed after crossing 48 hours. So that is a general rule followed in the hospital. So thereby, in the continuous use of, or without the knowledge of the physician, the drug will not be continued. Even and the healthcare professionals will not administer without consulting the hospital. So hospital consulting physician. So medication, most of the safety issues will be avoided. So that is called automatic stop orders. And in this, some assumptions were given, that is, unless an order indicates exact number of doses, if it is written, sometimes the physician feels that it can be continued safely in this kind of patients, no problem. So it can be continued beyond 48 hours also. and the exact period of time should be mentioned when the therapy can be stopped. That should be written. Attending physician orders uh, is essential in that case to extend the period of usage of such identified dangerous drugs. And all PRN, pro-rata, whenever necessary, like that, if any drugs are prescribed and standing orders, medications shall expire as determined by the pharmacy and therapeutic committee. So they will make a guideline, PTC will make a guideline. Accordingly, all PRN prescriptions will be stopped from usage with concerned medical staff recommended by the hospital administration. Role of PTC in adverse drug reaction reporting. The PTC frame various guidelines to report ADRs in hospital. An adverse drug reaction is identified as an unusual or unexpected harmful reaction of a drug. Every case of ADR must be first reported by attending physician to the chairman of the PTC, and the attending physician should complete the adverse drug reaction report form. So this is the form actually for reporting ADRs in the hospital that is recommended by PTC. So that should be the details should be filled and submitted through the attending physician to the chairman of the PTC. So this form have information about the patient uh, and the patient identification number and details of their age and other demographic details and their alcoholics or smokers on relevant medical history and background signs and symptoms, other ongoing treatment and how long this therapy is given and how what are the problems identified with this drug and how many days this problem is there for the patient. Like that information will be filled and submitted. Role of PTC in developing emergency drug list. It is absolutely necessary for the PTC of a hospital to prepare emergency drug boxes or stat boxes containing emergency drugs readily available at bedside for use. In the ward side, it will be kept. In absence of physicians, it will be maintained by nursing stations. It should be checked daily either by pharmacists or nurses, nursing supervisors responsible for the ward. Pharmacists should visit all these emergency boxes and their stock registers and their date of expiry. Everything will be verified, and if anything expired, it will be replaced immediately. Should be checked daily either by pharmacists or by the nursing supervisors. Supply to be maintained in emergency box that include syringes of 1 ml, 2 ml, 5 ml, 10 ml, 20 ml, and needles of 16 inch, 18 inch, 20 inch, 30, 23 inch, 26 inch, like that, various size needles, and files for breaking ampules, like that, whichever required in emergency conditions, all will be kept. And drugs identified for emergency purposes that will be kept in this with the custody of nursing stations. For example, aminophylline, atropine sulfate, heparin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, pentazocine, pentobarbital, digoxin, mannitol, saline for injection, water for injection, all will be kept in these emergency boxes. And cannulas, venous cannulas, venous catheters, oxygen catheters, razors with blade, all will be kept. And emergency supplies like oxygen equipments, resuscitation cards, tracheostomy sets, burn sets, all will be kept in this emergency tools. Role of PTC in drug utilization review. Drug utilization includes prescribing, dispensing, administering, and ingesting of prescription of drugs. Hospital pharmacists should take medication history that should include following information. The role of pharmacist is not just dispensing the medicine. They should consult the patients and should collect all medication history. It is a hospital pharmacist role. So for that, a proper format is developed and circulated to them through PTC. That details need to be collected, or medication being taken at the time of admission, during admission, and OTC, any OTC drugs without prescription taken by the patient, any drug or food related allergies the patient is having. So all will be collected and it will be filled in this form. This is called the patient medication profile. It is circulated by PTC. So this is very much essential to maintain drug safety and any therapeutic related to avoid any therapeutic related problems. Patient's medication profile will serve for following purposes: to help improve drug prescribing practices by promoting safe and rational use of drugs, to detect and prevent drug interactions and adverse drug reactions, to detect drug-induced diseases, to help to detect potential drug toxicities. So all can be avoided by collecting proper medication history of the patient. So that is the role of pharmacist. Within patient medication profile, patient history, and laboratory procedures, pharmacist is in an excellent position to monitor proper drug utilization. Role of PTC in drug product defect reporting. If any drug product defect is reported while in the supply or in the storage, it is found, then can be reported in a supplied form. A form is provided by PTC. The drugs purchased by the hospital can have the following defects like deterioration, contamination, inferior or defective quality of the drug, inadequate labeling, inaccurate filling of the product, or faulty delivery. These are the normal problems found in the supplied medicines. It is the responsibility of committee to get information about the defective drug products and to inform it to the manufacturer or supplier for appropriate action. If satisfactory answer is not obtained from manufacturer or supplier, then it should be reported to Food and Drugs Control Administration or the local drug inspectors, drug control department. This is the form to document the defective products received in the hospital. And these are the references for this discussion. You can refer these books for your advanced study. So far, whatever we discussed, we understood that PTC is a committee that involves in advisory role, also in educational role in the hospital. Their service is entirely focused on maintaining therapeutic safety, avoiding medication errors in the hospital, and also evaluating the current medication procedures followed in the hospital, also implementing modern, innovative, novel methodologies in the therapies given in the hospital. Also introducing new medicines, new system of healthcare procedures in the hospital. Okay, thank you.